What's good? What's good? Welcome back to another podcast of Let's Talk. I have a special guest with me. Please introduce yourself.
My name is James. You can follow me on Instagram at Supreme King James.
Don't forget to do that. Show them some love. Tell us a little bit about yourself so that they can feel the atmosphere of the room today.
Well, first of all, born and raised in Texas. I'm 21 years old. Yeah. What else about myself? I run a construction company. Just started a solar panel company. Speak Spanish, and I'm a vegan. Been a vegan for quite a few years. And then what else? That's pretty much it. Was raised in a little small town in the top of Texas.
Well, growing up in, you said the top of Texas?
Yeah, it's like up by Amarillo in the Texas Panhandle.
Interesting. So, what would you say life was like in that area?
Well, we had the seasons was very. You could pinpoint the seasons easy. You knew when it was summertime, and you really knew when it was wintertime. It gets really cold and snows a lot.
Really?
In the wintertime, yes. That's back in the day.
Did you like it?
It was all right, but I've been exposed to the city life now, so I think I like it better.
Yeah. What about your spirituality or like religion? How you feel about that? Is it different from how you grew up and how you feel about it now? Since a lot of things that our skin tone get and perceive is like whitewashed or colonized. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Well, okay. So my concepts on that, on religion and spirituality or whatever. I grew up in a Christian home. My grandmother was pretty much the leader of everyone's spirituality in my family.
Yeah.
And, so we all went to her church, which is a Church of Christ or whatever you want to call it. And then learned about Jesus and all of those different things. And then I got older and started reading and researching and meditating. And then I started realizing that my opinion started changing as far as what's necessary to be spiritual, and I realized that the names and the titles and attendance at church, associating with certain people at the church and stuff like that, I realized all of that wasn't necessary, in my opinion, to have a divine spirituality or a divine connection with our Creator.
Yeah. That's what's up.
So,
What led you down that path? Did you just like do research about it? Did somebody tell you, to do research about it, or how'd that go about?
Well, I had a time when I was displaced from society for quite a while, and while I was there, I did a lot of reading. Did a lot of reading and studying, and I started realizing that there's a lot of things that we play a part in as far as the overall spiritual family on this planet, and I feel like we all have a connection to that inner guidance that's guiding every human being. We can tap into it without necessarily having to read the Bible or go to church or claim claim that Jesus died on the cross. If people believe that way, that's cool if it helps, but I developed an opinion that it's not necessary to connect with with a higher power, and have divine guidance and bring joy and abundance and stuff like that into your life can be done, just through your spirituality and your heart and your good intent, what you give out, what you put out, so it's just kind of pretty much the foundation of it now, my spirituality versus, how it was when I was growing up. Had to profess certain things and attend, and stuff like that. It was more controlled, structured or whatever, so it wasn't like free flowing. So, I feel like the way I look at spirituality and religion now is more free flowing, and there's more to discover because you have more of a free reign to travel, in your spirituality and stuff like that.
Yeah. How you feel about you say you meditate?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you meditate, or can you explain certain ways you get it going?
Yeah, there's been times where I would actually just focus on meditating, and I would sit still and just meditate and just try to clear out my mind and try to just go into the deepest understanding of my existence. There's an unspoken question in your mind when you're meditating as to why, when and who and where and what. All of these, unspoken questions are in your mind. So all of the things that you've had cross your mind that wasn't quite clear, or if there was something that wasn't answered, when you go into meditation, these answers come about, come about into your mind from meditation. It may be something that you desired to know about long, long, long ago, or it may just be a question that's in your mind that you don't even realize is there. But certain answers, to your existence, how you relate to this world, and what your purpose is. The deeper you go, the more you'll understand why you're here, where you came from, where you're at, and where you're going. And once you get a hold of that, then your spirituality becomes, more clear. So
Yeah.
something like that.
So when a lot of spirituality in different religions, do you think in urban communities, is it like the lack of knowledge, that them not knowing exactly where to turn or which way to go?
Okay, well, my opinion with that is that there's too much control over what the urban community thinks, how they think. There's too much control over that. There's not enough freedom, allowed in the mind to roam and discover and, figure things out. In the process of roaming, discovering, and figuring things out, you get your own unique intelligence. Everybody can be a key on the piano, but everybody plays a different tune. And that's what makes the music unique, is that each key has a different sound. So if everybody is forced to, have one way of seeing things, or one way of understanding things, or one way of labeling things, then the music can become dull, and this spiritual, music that we're trying to harmonize. Something like that.
Speaking of music, do you think the music nowadays have a major influence on the young generation, especially like the pop culture and the rap nowadays, or also the R&B? Because a lot of R&B is shaming men. Hi, it's your friendly neighborhood Jordan, and I'm just welcome to you guys to a podcast. And also, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Take the time to go follow each other on the social media accounts. Mine is Jordan the Bull Homer on Instagram, and
mine is Supreme King James, spelled SOOP as in Paul, RMKINGJAMES, Supreme King James.
And keep it a buck, because we really don't give any fucks. We was talking about generations and, the new generation in the music industry. How do you feel about how they perceive music for the younger generation?
Yeah, now music, that's one heck of a story there. Music, there's several different ways that I think that the music is having an effect on the urban community or the younger generation, or whatever you want to call it. I haven't done the detailed research on the frequencies or the tuning of the music, but I know that supposedly the megahertz or the gigahertz or something like that is supposedly tuned in a way that distorts or distorts or cripples the mind of the masses or whatever. So when you're listening to music, supposedly it was recorded in a way that keeps you from reaching your best self. So if you have a divine intelligence inside of you, supposedly the tuning of the music that we listen to on a regular basis is putting like a lid on that divine intelligence or whatever. Yeah. And then there's another megahertz of different between 440 and 432 or something like that. Either way it go, supposedly so that's one way. And then another thing is that I guess you got like people that have money invested in certain places where the music is leading people to. Mm. So if you have your money invested in certain places where the music is leading people to, then it's kind of like all the music could be pretty much it'll have the same effect, regardless of whether it's this rapper, this rapper, this rapper. Each one of those songs will be leading you to a certain place where certain people got certain things invested. Because if it's it's like if I know you're finna come over here because of the music sent you there, I'm gonna go ahead and invest all my money over there. So when you get here, I can benefit or whatever. So that can be like people that own prisons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
So with the music, you think also to do with the food, because like it's a lot of food that can block your chakras, and a lot of food.
People, like I say, alcohol and
because you said you was a vegan.
Yeah, I'm a vegan. So I believe that my life is better now that I believe that my life is better now that I stopped eating certain foods. Like I said, I've been a vegan for a long, long time. So not eating meat and stuff like that, and bread and stuff like that. I feel like the stomach is a pot that recooks the food once it gets in the stomach, and the easier it is for your pot, which is your stomach, to recook that food, the better off your digestive system is.
Yeah.
And when your digestive system is clogged up, they say that your first mind is in your gut. So before you ever get any kind of feeling, if somebody was to swing at you or get ready to hit you, the first place you feel it is in your gut. You know what I'm saying? Like you got this gut feeling. So if the gut is not healthy, So if the gut is not healthy, it kind of shuts down all the other intelligent centers of the body. They can't get the right message if you're not getting the gut feeling. So you're kind of just walking through life, kind of sleeping, unaware if the gut is blocked. So it's not giving you a proper signal of awareness. You know what I'm saying? Of sensitivity to the heart and to the brain, which is the other two intelligent centers of the body.
Yeah.
So the gut is important, keeping it free of blockage and having foods that's in your stomach that are easy to digest, like fruits and vegetables and juices and stuff like that. Herbs and plants and stuff like that are a little bit easier to digest. And supposedly, when your stomach acids interact with plant-based foods, it's easier to pull the nutrients out of those foods and shift those nutrients into your bloodstream.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people who eat meat claim that meat is a source of protein, but it's not like the efficient source of protein.
Right. And then, of course, a lot of that comes from the people that promote the certain types of food. They have something to gain. So anytime you see a commercial where someone is eating a cheeseburger or anything that I consider against the vegan diet, anytime you see someone in a commercial promoting that, that's because they have something to gain. So milk and cheese and eggs and beef and all of that is going to look as if it tastes good because they're going to design these commercials, to make people fall in love, with that type of lifestyle, psychological. It could be a form of programming or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what do you feel about products such as like skincare products?
Yes, it's another thing. The water we shower in,
They all go together.
The water we shower in, the stuff that we put on our body, deodorants and lotions and toothpaste and a lot of that stuff. If you can be aware of some of the chemicals in those things, and then try to buy products that doesn't have those different chemicals, or just find some kind of natural way to brush your teeth and deodor your areas that need to be deodorized and stuff like that. And then even a shower, and if you can get some type of filter for your water, maybe keep some of the chemicals that may be in the water that goes straight through your skin and kind of damages your arteries and your organs and stuff like that. So I've known some people that they don't have a lot of activity going on, and if it's not summertime, they won't shower as much, or either they'll take like a wash off to keep from being exposed to so much of the chemicals in the water.
Yeah.
So that could have an effect on your intelligence level too. The chemicals get in your body, your immune system, instead of making you a very healthy, energetic, and intelligent person, it has to fight the chemicals out of your body, so you can't become your best self if you're constantly fighting chemicals and trying to rid your body with chemicals. So your liver and your appendix and other stuff that filters poison out of the body, they have to try to work overtime. When that if you was living healthy and not exposed to all of that, maybe you could be a best version of yourself.
Yeah, because a lot of that is a strong indicator how I'm not sure how you feel about. I was gonna say extraterrestrials. I'm not really sure if they called that because it's different things.
Aliens or whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Now with that, to me,
it can't be only the human race that's
cool. So what I want to say about that is that so there's things that we know in life, and we know them. Yeah. That's one of those. Did I tell you that before?
Nah, I'm just laughing because I know where you go with it.
Okay, so there's things in life that we know, and we know that we know them. That's a small portion of knowledge. Then there's the things that we know and we don't realize we know it. Like an intuition, like a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going over here, and then just so happened you went in here, and everybody that went in there got trapped, couldn't get out, and something bad happened to them. But your gut feeling told you not to go.
Yeah.
You knew, but you didn't know that you knew. Because if you would have known that you actually knew without that gut feeling kept you from going, and you listened to the gut feeling. So that lets you know that you knew, but you didn't know that you knew.
Yeah.
Later, you found out that you knew when all those people got trapped in there, and I said, man, I knew something was fishy about that. That's why I didn't go. But if had you known for sure that this was going to happen, you could have told everybody, hey, don't go, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
But your gut feeling told you not to go because you didn't feel safe, and then something told you not to go, and you didn't go. You didn't know that you knew this was going to happen, but you knew.
It's like a self-conscious thought.
Okay, so that's another form of knowledge that we have. It's a little bit bigger than the things that we know and we know. Like, I know that's a light, and I know that if I stick my finger in the socket, it's going to shock me. Put my hand in the fire, it's going to burn me. I know that my heart is beating. You know what I'm saying? I'm blinking my eyes. Stuff that I know, and I know. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 + 1 is 2, or whatever. But anyway, so then that next phase of things you know and you don't know, which is what I just described. And then the last phase is the things that we don't know and we don't know that we don't know.
Yeah.
So that would be in the area of the extraterrestrials and stuff like this. So there's abundance of things out there in this universe or in this galaxy or in this whole entire scheme of existence, that we don't know, and we don't even know that we don't know. Now, back to the extraterrestrial thing is if you look at technology and where it's going, you can see that there was probably a type of human existence that advanced themselves over time and became super intelligent, and I think that what happens is I think there's an elite group of thinkers in every race, and then over time they figure out certain things and they get together and make good things happen and maybe escape maybe a catastrophe. So it could be like a video game of these planets going around in a circle for so many years.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it's one of them that's just always lit. See what I'm saying? Or it's a few of them that's always lit. Or maybe it's these planets going around this circle, and they may have several different planets doing the same thing in other places. But in this galaxy or universe that we in, the Earth is going around and around and around, and we discovering stuff about it, or maybe we realize that one time it's going to come a time where it can't sustain life. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have to figure out where we're going. If it can't sustain life, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? What place can sustain life? Because the soul of the earth could deplete itself, just like the soul of your body dies. Yeah. Eventually the earth could die. You know what I'm saying? And maybe the earth dies every so many thousands and thousands or hundreds of thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? Because it runs its course, just like the physical body runs its course. The earth may run its course. Yeah. Where those intelligent souls, just like the earth has a soul, those intelligent souls in every body, you know what I'm saying, they might, leave and jump to another planet and then give that life planet. That new planet now has a soul, which is the old soul of the earth we own now. But the physical body and the soul in those bodies, some people are actually going to escape with their full self intact. Yeah. And then some people may just, their souls may go over there, and then when you start making kids, you know what I'm saying, because of what this woman is made of and what this man is made of, the essence and substance of the human being can be reproduced on another planet. So those souls will just leave and go to another planet, and when these two human beings start making, having intercourse and making kids, those old souls that was on this earth that couldn't make it out, like, let's say, for instance, me and you actually make it out physical body, yeah. Then those other souls that can't make it, see what I'm saying? Then they'll come about once you start making babies and stuff over there. Those bodies will need souls, so those souls that left from this earth to the new earth, something like that. Yeah. Reason why I'm describing that, and I know I talk kind of fast. So
no, you good. Hey, take your time. Don't take your time. What you got to do?
So gotta give me one of those too.
Oh yeah. I got that from like a pawn shop. I'm gonna get another one. But that one was the one I grabbed for $10.
$10
for $10,
and it hooked right to your computer.
Right on that.
And you always having it to play stuff back and it sound good.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, it don't sound too bad. Like the one I was
gonna get. It's better than just talking into the regular.
Yeah, to the regular situation because it can get everything. With this one, it's gonna get like
just this right in this area.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing is you can look at the vehicles that we produce. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the jets, the cars, and the motorcycles. And you can look and see ahead that there's other ways to make these vehicles go real fast and real far in a short amount of time. Yeah. And there's even magnetic grids supposedly in the earth. And the evidence of those magnetic grids in the earth is those school of fish, when they move together, yeah, they follow in a magnetic movement that's in the earth. Same way with the birds in the sky. When you see those birds moving, it ain't because they just doing creative flying in the air. It's because they're following a magnetic force that's in the earth. Now that's a grid that maybe some advanced human beings, just like we're becoming advanced right now.
Yeah.
It's people before us that probably became advanced too and figured that magnetic force out and how to utilize it to power or fuel their vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So they probably made vehicles that could follow that magnetic force. You know what I'm saying? So, or manipulate it or whatever.
Yeah.
So
how you feel about like movies with those kind of like same genres? Like
I just watched a movie recently. What was the name of the movie with the guy that played in Get Out?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I watched the movie. It was about aliens.
It was damn. I seen that movie too. They was living like on a farm with his pops.
Yes, they were selling horses. I forgot the name of the movie.
Yeah,
I just watched it recently.
One dude, Jordan Peele.
Yeah. The movie to me was so stupid, in my opinion or whatever. But if you're looking at it like people that supposedly got the third eye open, it looks like now it wasn't just overly obvious.
Yeah.
But it looks like those aliens in that movie favored black people. Now, I don't want to be racist about it or nothing like that, but it looked like if you just pay attention to the deep meaning of the movie, and if you just pay attention to the little stuff, it's like the aliens didn't take the black people. But then somebody reminded me that at the beginning they did hurt the original guy that was on the horse, which was the black guy.
Oh yeah, when he dropped all the stuff.
But it dropped.
It wasn't intentional.
Yeah, so that stuff dropped and hit him and killed him. But the other people, it sucked them up.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. Here's what I noticed. The girl and the boy and his sister, they was aware and knew not to look up.
Yeah.
Everybody else was so crazy about looking up. They got taken up.
Yeah.
But the guy Jordan Peele and his sister, they some kind of way figured out how they're the only one. So, but still, the movie was telling me that we not bothering y'all. We getting these people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it happened to be it seemed just like the movie Get Out. That was a racist thing. That was like a racist movie or a racial movie or it had racial issues in it. Because it made it seem like the white people was, manipulating the black people and they're getting stuck or whatever. So the movie was Get Out, where that guy Jordan Peele played in this movie with the aliens, and like I say, him and his family was blessed and had a lot going on. And then when the aliens was hovering over their land, it didn't take them up and kill them. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else that was around them, it got them.
Yeah.
So I don't know who directs the movies that he plays in or whatever, or how Hollywood works or none of that. But it seems like people that direct those movies, some of them know stuff. You know what I'm saying?
A little too much.
Yeah, they directly put that knowledge into those movies and stuff like that for those who can see.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So not everybody is awake and aware to.
Because they put it right in the page,
and
not really knowing this is exactly what it could be or not could be.
Right.
It just your own stuff. It really just depends. So what do you what's your dreams in life? What's your goals?
Oh well, they've been changing rapidly lately. And now one of my biggest goals is to start me a big polygamous family. You know what I'm saying? Or polygynist family. There's a difference between polygamy and polygyny.
Could you explain it?
So my understanding of polygamy is when I can have more than one wife, but my partners can have more than one husband as well. That's polygamy from what I understand. And polygyny is just when the man or myself has more than one wife. Now, the reason why I feel like one of these lifestyles or both is necessary and good for, especially, maybe African Americans. I'm not sure about the other races. I'll probably touch on that as well while I'm explaining. But I feel like majority of the young black men been locked up, incarcerated, hooked on drugs, just down the wrong path or whatever, or even maybe, they're not sure of what their gender is. They might think that they want to be a woman, or they may be interested in men and not even reproducing. I feel like that there's a lot of ancient souls that want to return, but they don't have we don't have the substance these days with the relationships that we make with each other, because either I ate too much meat and used too much drugs, and my partner did too, so we could be at a low vibration as a result. Yeah. And that low vibration could cause us to bring souls in that are not vibrating high. Mm-hmm. When there's ancient, intelligent souls that may want to return, but they have to return into a high vibrating vessel that can only be created by two high vibrating partners. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So my thing is I would like to have more than one woman, and not for the purpose so I can just say, oh yeah, I got these girls, let me bang, bang, bang. No, I feel like we can all work together to bring up a divine bloodline of offspring that can play a major role into getting us, at least us, where we want to be. And we can also be an example to people on the outside looking in that, hey, this is how you build a royal bloodline. This is how you build a royal family. This is how you build an empire. This is how you go about this world, you know what I'm saying, establishing yourself as a ruler with respect, you know, to all human life, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I can do that through breeding, you know what I'm saying, with women that have a high vibration. Also, if everybody in the tribe is intelligent in this polygamous or polygynist tribe, if everybody is intelligent, then what'll happen is those kids will be intelligent. They'll learn the things that they need to know at a young age and not get, you know, sidetracked by whatever his story is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because history may not always be necessary for you to have success in life the way you want to have success.
Yeah.
So history could probably even, what do you want to say?
Because I feel like history is like in the eyes of the beholder. Like, you know how to say beauty.
There you go. Just like beauty is in the body. What's your zodiac sign?
Huh?
Yeah, what's your zodiac sign again?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. In the year?
96.
Okay, good year. Yeah, so definitely, man. So this tribe, like I said, I want to be able to bring kids into this world that I know is going to really make a very, very good, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. In other words, he's going to be like some, you know, like the pick of the litter.
Yeah.
You know, just like you breed the dogs, you want the dog to be strong and he's smart, his skin is glowing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those are the kind of kids I want to bring into this world. I feel like with just one partner, if I had a wife and just me and my wife, we just struggling, you know. I kind of do got a wife right now or whatever, but, you know, she's my wife, you know. Because I'm sure I might end up showing it. She's going to be like, kind of, if I had. No. So, yeah. But, well, I mean, you know, and then,
but this is something you talked about with your partner.
Oh, yeah. We done discussed this several times. She off and on with it.
How'd you go about it? Like, you was like, this is what I want.
No, well, I mean, you can start, just certain things is like common sense almost, you know what I'm saying? And then even in the Bible, there's a lot of places in the Bible, if you just really look and use you know, if you really just read it, it's saying that every man that God blessed or every man that God spoke to, they had more than one. They had more than one wife. You know what I'm saying? And then the common sense to me is this right here. You know, one thing if you believe in the Bible, it says be fruitful and multiply. Mm-hmm. I can only make one child a year with this woman. You know what I'm saying? But if it's 5 of y'all, that's all these siblings that get to come up together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we used to have a lot of cousins and all of this all in one area, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're from a little small town. Yeah. But now, you know, your siblings have to try to make friends and all of this, you know what I'm saying? I would like to have, if I got maybe 10 women or 7 women, and if all of them was pregnant at the same time, then these 10 kids right here, they all get to grow up together as sisters and brothers, and it's going to be like a tribe. Yeah. Versus this woman trying to have 10 kids, you know, that take 10 years or whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can have 10 kids this year. Yeah, I can have 10 kids every other year. Yeah. And then each one of them, you know, these kids right here will be 15, these 13, these right here 11, and these 9, and then the other one 7, you know what I'm saying? So it'll be 10 of them as it go out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I can start an empire through those kids, you know what I'm saying? Because it'll be my bloodline. Also, one of the most important things I think that human beings don't realize is why we put so much into our kids. Why we put so much into our kids and offspring is because we subconsciously know that we return through those kids. Mm-hmm. So whatever we give them, knowledge, wisdom, financial head starts, you know what I'm saying? Possessions and belongings, ownership, houses and stuff like that. Everything that we leave to them, if they are responsible and know how to manage what we left them, when we return, we'll return in that rich bloodline, you know what I'm saying, that we left behind. So when my son started making his kids, that's my grandson, and then my grandson is 25, 26, and he making his kids, and it's my time to go. You know what I'm saying? My grandson, you know what I'm saying, if I'd have lived long enough to see my grandson or my great-great-grandson, then I would have lived to see him. But if I don't live to see him, it'll actually be me returning. You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel like it works. So in order to have a big, nice structure that I'm going to return through, then I'll be able to rule again through that same bloodline one day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm already know the system, and I'm already understand it because I put everything in place. And people going to spot me when I come back within that tribe, knowing that, wow, that got to be such and such Grandpa James or Grandpa such and such. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be certain things that's gonna stand out that I'm gonna do that's gonna make people say, well, dang, that got to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you said like a tribe. So I remember when we talked the first time we met, you was talking about moving to
Costa Rica.
So,
I've even considered Colombia, somewhere close to the equator.
Yeah.
You know, people that live next to the equator and all the different species of life that exist on the equator, they say that they live longer and more energetic. You know what I'm saying? So you got more daylight over there. You know, it's like you know, you got more different varieties of fruits and vegetables and herbs and stuff like that that can feed the body. So I'd like to be close to the equator, and there's a lot of countries, South American countries and places like that if you become wealthy over here and you understand how the American economy works, and you can participate in the global activities of supply and demand and having different products and services that you can extend to the world, then you can live like a king in those countries, in those different countries, neighboring countries, South American countries or Latin American countries or whatever, that they don't really know how to capitalize off of their natural resources, or just capitalize off of anything that's going to make them wealthy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if I can start that up and then move to one of those countries, then I can build an empire, a royal family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, something like that. But it's deep. Women are they was raised a certain way, you know, to have this one man that they, with for the rest of their life, and that's all cool if that works. But a person with an appetite for life like I have, one woman,
it's not going to satisfy
the appetite for expansion, not the appetite for sex, but the appetite to expand. You know what I'm saying? I want
create something, build something.
I want to be able to expand into the world, where I'm not trying to take over the world. I'm not trying to slap the world across the face, but my presence, is inevitable. You know what I'm saying? That it's going to be there, because I'm going to bring the type of kids into the world that really are fascinated with business, and it won't even be it'll be second nature to them, to where we're gonna have our place in this world as rulers and kings and queens and great business owners and stuff like that, entrepreneurs, and we're gonna know how to maneuver in this world. We're gonna know how to pinpoint what's in high demand, whether we tapping it out of the ground ourselves or buying it at wholesale price. We're gonna be able to pinpoint what's in high demand, no matter what it is, whether it's gasoline, whether it's food, whether it's wood. You know what I'm saying? What else? Whether it's even health.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Getting people healthy. If we got herbalists that know how to, that can tell you can look at the leaf and, this leaf is good for this and it's good for that. Snatch another leaf from over here. This leaf is good for this. If you got cancer, if your foot is swollen, you take 2 of these, right? See, we got people. That's a service that you can send to the world and become wealthy from that service.
Yeah.
So those are.
It's all about becoming a problem solver.
There you go. That's a healer. We got hunger. You know what I'm saying? We need shelter. You know what I'm saying? Transportation. You know what I'm saying? Energy of any kind, whether it's lithium, whether it's gasoline, whether it's solar, whether it's wind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even water. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's a big thing about the water. You might want to touch on that subject easy, but even water. Water is a form of energy. Without the water, a lot of things wouldn't be able to grow. So water is a very high source of energy. The air that we breathe has energy in it. It has oxygen that's allowing us to function the way we function. So there's a lot of energy sources. I feel like that if they have been tapped, or if they are there and people know about them, they're just not bringing them to the surface, because it's a threat to other energy providers that already exist. You know what I'm saying? So it's smart and safe. It's smart and safe to go into those areas. But I have kids and I have a tribe of people that we can research, and we can have money to have laboratories to where we can research how to turn water into energy and turn the air that we breathe into energy. I feel like there's other ways to bring energy from the sunlight and stuff like that we haven't tapped into yet. But my kids and the tribe that I plan to, produce, I feel like they'll become aware of those things and how to incorporate them into the world in a way that's not offensive to the people that's already in position.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It keeps me from being a threat to the man that's stronger than me or more powerful than me.
Yeah. So, could you give anybody my age 3 to 5 different ways of creating a source of income?
Source of income. Well, to me, one of the most unique and important and the most powerful ways is to understand the setup of a business, basic understanding of setting up a business, and building business credit. There's some courses that I can share if y'all want to go to a page called 4 Cycles of Life, and it's the number 4, and it's spelled cycles of life, all one word.com, 4cyclesoflife.com. If you go to that page right there, there's a business course available for $57, and in that course right there, you're gonna learn how the basic understanding of setting up a business, from paperwork, you know what I'm saying, and business credit, you know, and why, you know, what will make your business succeed and stuff like that. And I feel like that's something that all of our kids should be mandatory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my kids should understand business off the top, and I should have the women in the tribe or whoever is in the tribe helping should make sure that these kids have a basic understanding of business credit. So the money that we have or the resources that we have, we'll funnel it through each child's business idea. And then we'll have a category for the main things, like you said, healing is one, you know what I'm saying? So somebody always gonna get sick, you know what I'm saying, food. So we'll have a big piece of land where we can grow all different types of exotic fruits and vegetables and or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we got food, we got healing, and then we got, of course, alternative building materials.
Yeah.
So if we don't want to cut down all the trees, then what can we build homes from? You know what I'm saying? So people have a place to stay. So we got and then we got transportation, and then we got energy. So there's 5 categories: transportation, energy, you know what I'm saying, food, shelter, and then I think what was the other one I had said? We got the healing. Write them down as I say them. That way we can have it. So we got healing. Transportation, food, shelter. I think there was one more.
We got healing, transportation, food, shelter. Watch the house and food.
Did I put an energy on there?
Energy probably the one.
Yeah, energy was the one we was missing. So yeah, so in order to power a home, in order to power the car, in order to power this office, like right now we got electricity. It could be we could have this electricity via solar panels or windmills or whatever, you know. So providing energy is going to be one of the main things that the kids need to learn about, and then how to incorporate these into a business.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't think of any more outside of those basic 5 right there. But any more that you can add to that list?
Well, for nowadays, like younger generation,
entertainment too.
Entertainment, yeah, because you can do
poetry and music.
You can do music, you can
acting,
do poetry, you can also solve problems on YouTube. You can make videos and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can also supply and demand. Say you have juice that you like to make. Because shout out to myself because I'm gonna be making juices. So tap into that. I'm gonna let y'all know about that.
Right.
So you can make juice,
smoothies, all that
buy the stuff, sell the stuff, promote the stuff.
Right.
Just simple stuff.
So that falls under that category of food, though.
Food,
you know what I'm saying? So but having those categories understood, because like I say, transportation, energy, housing, you know what I'm saying? Or we're gonna say shelter, transportation, energy, shelter, healing, and then
energy. I didn't write it down, but it's energy, transportation, healing, food, and shelter.
Gotcha. And each one of those categories branch off into a bunch of other different things. But the main thing is if you can get at the head of each one of those, which I want my children at the head of each one of those categories. You see what I'm saying?
So having the business knowledge and stand put up.
Mm-hmm. And then of course, once you accumulate all the things that are valuable that you want to enjoy with your tribe, then you'll need a way to protect it. So then security will come in.
Yeah.
So hopefully if the world becomes a better place in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, then security won't be as much of an issue if people are in tune with joy and happiness and righteous dealings and karma and all of that. So if the world is more of a righteous place in the future, maybe there'll be less of a need for security. But of course, once you accumulate the things that your heart that brings joy to your heart, you'll want to protect those things. So of course, security will come into play.
Well. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. It's going to be more videos coming soon. We're going to try to post one every week or every 2 every week. We haven't really decided on that, but I want you guys to stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video. Also, follow my social media accounts. Will be linked down below. His will be linked down below. You guys stay blessed, stay humble, and keep getting it.
Keep getting it.